Hello everyone, this is Shirley. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. I love today's episode. We are talking all about simplifying and focus. So when I think about this topic, I immediately just feel a lot lighter and free. For some reason, I don't know. Do you guys feel this way too? Or maybe it's just me. So in this episode, you will hear me explain the benefits that simplify and focus can bring to your life and different ways of how you can do that in your day-to-day. So I want to let you know that you can really design your life in a way that works for you through the power of simplifying and focus. Instead of you working yourself around it, you can design your life in a way that it works for you. So keep listening to hear more. Welcome to the Daring Living podcast, where it's all about personal growth, honest conversations, and exploring what it means to live a passionate, daring life. I'm your host, Shirley Huang. Right now in my life, I am in a chapter where I'm trying to build my own business online and working with people in my coaching programs. I have big goals for myself, and I think because of that, because there are also so many other things going on, I almost think it's impossible for me not to simplify my life and to focus on what is the most important for me right now. Because I know that if I don't do this, I will definitely be overwhelmed and lose track in my direction. In my business right now, I'm always looking at how I can improve and simplify my systems and my process even more. In my own personal life, I am really trying to keep things as simple as possible. Okay, so first of all, to really get down to find your focus, you need to know what is important to you. Now, you have probably all heard me say this a lot, knowing what's important to you, finding out what you value the most, and you're probably just like, okay, I get it, sure, we have to know what is important to us. But really though, you have to understand that once you know what is important to you, you can make decisions easier. You will have a lot more clarity about what you need in your life at this phase. And yes, I call it this phase because I believe that life comes in different phases, right? So what's important to you right now and what you need to focus on right now, it might not be the same down the road because you're always evolving and growing over time. And also naturally, if you're just someone who tends to be very easily give in to other people's requests or taking on other people's stuff as your own, then I think understanding what is important to you is really, really crucial. So a very easy way for you to start identifying what are some things that are important to you right now in your life is you can start by listing out several different categories that are in your life. In general, for me, I have about 7 or 8 categories, and they are family, friends, health, finance, spirituality, environment, career, and personal development. Because I always want to have a separate area where I'm always growing and learning. So these are the categories that are in my life. So make sure everything that you tend to do in your life are covered in these areas. And now once you have a list of all of your areas, I want you to rank them by importance. So rank them out by importance from the most important to the least important. So don't tell me that all of them are important because if all of them are, then none of them really is important, okay? So make sure that you have that ranking. And once you have that list, the first 1 to 3 categories, they should really be what you're focusing on right now. If you choose to be even more clear and narrow down even more, you can actually just identify the top category and use that as the one thing that you are focusing on right now. Okay, so this is just a very simple and a very practical way for you to really identify what is important to you. Because you have this list now and you know what are the top things that you should really focus on. If things do come up, then you can easily make decisions based off of this list. So for example, if you rank your family as more important than your work, then maybe you will decide to skip the work seminar after work hours to attend your brother's baseball game. Does that make sense? Now, be careful here. After you have finished making the list of ranking, I want you to really look at that list. Really look at your rankings by importance and just be honest with yourself and see if the ranking is actually how you feel. I think a lot of us will tend to rank the categories of what we think should be important to us. And I'm telling you right now, I am giving you this permission to know that there is nothing that you should do. Okay? That is an option. It is your choice. You don't have to do any of these things. You don't have to do anything in your life if you don't want to. Okay? Everything is completely your choice. For me, for the longest time, I was having a lot of guilt for not putting my family as first, as the most important on top of my career. But eventually, I had to be very honest with myself and just get clear with myself that the reality is right now, at this phase in my life, growing my business and working on my career is the most important to me right now. And here's the thing. I'm not saying that this will be forever, right? It is what you need to focus on right now. And it's okay to do that for some time until you reach a certain goal, until you reach a certain milestone in your life. You just have to understand that you chose this for yourself and it's not going to be forever. So do what you have to do and don't let other people tell you otherwise. And just make sure that you like your reason for it. So action step for you after this episode is to list out different categories that are in your life. Make sure the categories cover everything that you're doing right now. And I want you to rank the categories by importance. And then identify what you need to focus on in this phase in your life. And make sure that you are honest about your list and that you take actions and make your decisions based on this list. Okay, so for the next part, I really want to talk about how you can simplify your day-to-day. So because I am so focused right now and I know what is important to me, I also know what is not important to me. There are certain things that I really just don't want to spend too much time and energy on it. And I want to share 3 things in my life that I have simplified and that they have drastically changed how I show up in this world with myself and also with the people around me. So the first thing that I really simplified is I simplified how I handle my relationships with people. I think these days, I'm really just trying my best to be straightforward with people about what I'm trying to communicate. I'm also very conscious about who I choose to hang out with and who I choose to be around with. Things such as, stirring up drama, toxic relationships, is really just not for me anymore. And another thing is I also stopped trying to fix other people's problems or forcing people into doing what they don't want to do. Because I really just don't have the time for that. If other people, they really want to change, they have to be the ones to take ownership of that and to realize that on their own time. Another way of how I simplify my relationship is I stopped trying to argue with people. Did you know that you can just let other people be right? This doesn't mean that you are being a pushover. It just means that you can stop trying to control other people and just let them be themselves. We can all still coexist in this world and not everyone will have to agree with everyone, right? And that's okay. What if you can stop trying to bring your own agenda to the table, wanting to change others or wanting to make other people see you a certain way, and instead simplify that and focus on building genuine connections with people and just be curious and be interested to hear what they have to say. This will really change how you see things and you will see how everything will start shifting for you regarding relationships. Okay, so the second thing that you can also simplify is your thoughts. Did you know that we get on average 60,000 thoughts a day. Isn't that crazy? But not all of these thoughts are useful and are necessarily serving you. So this is something that I work with my clients on a lot. I teach my clients how to manage their thoughts and process how they think so that they can always choose a better thought for themselves in any situation. If something happens to you, for example, maybe today you dealt with a horrible customer at work and you messed up. So first of all, do you want to believe that the customer is horrible and that you messed up? Because it is just a thought. You don't have to think about things like that if you don't want to, really. Is there something else you can choose to think about instead regarding your interaction with a customer? What story are you telling yourself about how you handle that situation? So maybe you can think about, I cannot control how the customer chooses to think about my service, and I try my best. Or something like, my customer made me feel horrible, but I know I'm not horrible, and that's okay. Do you see how by changing up these thoughts, these sentences, they immediately just made you feel a lot less tense and less stressful, right? So something that you can do to manage your thoughts is to start writing what I call your thought pages. So basically take out a piece of paper and then just start writing down everything that's on your mind at the moment. You can write it down on a piece of paper or write it in your journal. But I would really recommend you to write it down. Okay, so just get everything out that's in your head, get everything out. And then after you did that, look back at it. Look back at that sheet of paper. Notice that whatever is on that paper, these are your thoughts. These are sentences in your head. So look at them. And then you can make a conscious decision to decide which ones you want to keep, which ones you want to let go of, and which ones you want to change. I would really recommend doing your thought pages whenever you feel anxious or stressed about a situation. So I like to do this at least once a day in my journal. And it's a really good way for you to kind of declutter your thoughts and see what is actually going on in your mind and see what you are making it mean about any situation. And I just look at my thoughts and I decide how I can simplify them even more and that how I can change them so that they can work better for me. When you can stop using your brain power to focus on what's not working in your life and focusing on things that you cannot control, then you can really focus instead on what's actually important to you and how you can grow and learn and improve. The third way to simplify your life is to simplify your decisions. We make so many decisions a day, from what to wear, to the food we eat, to decisions that we make at work, to even bigger life decisions such as changing a career or moving to a different country. That's a lot of decisions. And if you really want to excel in your life, to really focus on what's important to you, go to that next level, then you have to start not taking up time and using your energy to make decisions on what don't matter to you. So the first way to do that is to make your decisions ahead of time. Decide what you want to wear the day before. Lay out your clothes the night before so you don't have to think about it when you wake up. Another way is to plan ahead of time. So I always plan out my schedule with my tasks for the week the Sunday before, so that during the week I can just follow through and just don't have to think too much about what I have to do. So think about what decisions can you make ahead of time so that when the time comes, you don't have to decide on the spot then if you want to do it or not. So maybe this can be right after you get home from work every day, you go out and you go to a gym for 30 minutes. Or you just simply decide to wake up at 7 o'clock every morning. Something else that I also do is to simply not give myself an option to make a decision. So for a while now, I have actually been committed to eating oatmeal for breakfast every single morning because I don't want to wake up and think about what I want to eat. I just want to carry on with my day and carry on with my routine and start my day right. I find that this has helped me so much. It made my day so much easier, and I am also able to start working with a positive mindset. This is also why, people like Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg, they wear the same outfit every single day, right? Because they don't want to make decisions on what to wear. It's not what's important to them. Now, obviously, if you want to be a person who enjoys dressing up because it makes you feel good, then keep doing that. I'm just saying that you can look at different areas in your life and identify the things that are not important to you and then choose not to make decisions for them. Because this way, you can focus on what is actually the most important. And really, this is how you should really be living your life, right? You want to design your life so that it makes you feel good, that it makes you feel empowered and wanting to grow in this environment, instead of seeing life as a series of obstacles that you can never solve. This is why I love helping my clients narrow down to find their focus and also help them simplify their relationships, simplify their thoughts, simplify their schedule, simplify their decisions, simplify everything in their life so that they can really focus on what truly matters for them. And knowing what's important to you will really help you to be clear on your goals, be clear on your life direction, and then work on yourself consistently toward that to design a life that you love. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope that this has inspired you to take actions on finding out what is important to you and then simplify everything else in your life so you can focus on your goals and then work toward them. If you would like the personalized guidance and support to apply all of this material into your life, check out my 3-month program, 30-day transformation, where we work together over 3 months on your goals to make you go from where you are right now to become the person that you want to be. To learn more, please visit my program page at darrenliving.com/coaching. Again, it is darrenliving.com/coaching. I will also appreciate it so much if you can leave me a review on Apple Podcasts, as it really helps my podcast to be shown on the platform, and this way I can help more and more people to design a life that they love. So thank you so much for listening. Have an amazing week. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.